Trying to get these updates are going to be the very end of me. Who am I kidding? I still got a job to do. I gotta see it through after all. We're 4 months in and we gotta keep on going. I'm Mega Man NG. I welcome you to my monthly update for May 2025. Things have gotten slow, but I don't care. We're going into the backlog, and there's no end in sight. Believe me, I have a lot to talk about here, so let's get this done. It's a habit of me repeating things. That's what I get for being different. Now, before we begin, I do want to say that if you enjoy my content, please be sure to do these 5 simple things. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the bell. Why do I keep saying this? Simple. April was a bit meh. Not as good as March, but I wish it could have been better. If you're watching this, then I should mention that 74% of my watch time has been from non-subscribers. I'm still hoping for this channel to have a watch time of at least 30% subbed. If you haven't liked, commented, shared, and subscribed, do it. I know some of you are turned off by the content I produce, but seriously, it would mean a lot that if you did sub. I want this channel to grow, not to die. Jeez. I'm starting this with real talk because I want to get this all out of the way right now. I mentioned this in last month's update, but I'm going to say it right here so everyone watching will know. This is my real talk for this month. Why I'm not getting a Nintendo Switch 2 day one. After having seen the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct along with the Mario Kart World Direct, I can honestly say that I'm not impressed. Don't get me wrong, the Nintendo Switch 2 has a lot of good going for it, but there's also a lot of bad. For starters, Mario Kart World is going to be around $80. An $80 video game, and all it tells me that if this ends up succeeding, other companies will follow suit and justify this to be the norm. That's something I don't want, but sadly it's about to become true with Microsoft. It's bad enough because I don't make that much money on YouTube. If companies are going to do that, then I'll just vote with my wallet. Besides, I've already done that as is given how gaming has been recently. Why do you think I saved money for an entire year just to get a new laptop? There are plenty of other reasons. For example, the peripherals being expensive, especially the Switch 2 Pro controller. Thing is, I'm thankful Nintendo is allowing all Switch peripherals to be compatible with the Switch 2. Seriously, I am. But it ain't excusing why everything has to be so expensive. Another example is the microSD Express. Yes, you cannot use regular microSD cards for it. You gotta use the Express ones, and these are expensive. The 1 terabyte one is at around $200. That's gonna hurt your wallet a lot. Also, the game key cards for the Switch 2. This is basically an excuse for companies to be outright lazy. Seriously, Switch 2 game cards are going to be 64 gigabytes, and Cyberpunk 2077 is going to have the entire game on the card. So what's their excuse? There is none. All this does is going to make me not want to buy these games until companies get the message and actually put some effort. It's as if Nintendo wants to push an all-digital future at the expense of physical media. That's a future I don't want. No way, no how. That and the Switch 2 is expensive. At $450 just for the console or $500 for the Mario Kart bundle. I am in no rush to get it because I'm trying to save off. And if anyone asks, no, I'm not doing a fundraiser for it this time. I've already done one for my new Omen. I don't want to do another one and take people for granted. It's a massive pain in the ass as it is. Besides, my backlog isn't going to get any bigger. Oh, and all Switch games are going to be compatible with Switch 2. So even if I do get a Switch 2 eventually, I'm not going anywhere with the Switch OLED I have. So that's pretty much my reasons for why I'm not getting a Switch 2 day one. I'm in no rush. Besides, I'm saving up as is so I can eventually get it. My brother says he wants to help, but I'm gonna have to turn him down. I've already mentioned, I've already spent like $1,200 getting a new computer. I need a breather here. Seriously. That and it seems my money is shifted towards other things. I'll explain that later. April was a month where I got a lot of things done while starting something new. Time to detail what I've done for April, aka the month I turned 40. First is Yakuza 0. To say that it was a long one was an understatement. It was addicting, And that playthrough took up so much time that it's nuts. 60 parts. Considering I not only had to complete the Real Estate Royale story, but also the Cabaret Sar story, it was nuts. Once I had those done, I wanted to reach the end and finish it. Fortunately, I did. I know that this playthrough didn't do well, but I don't care. I want to share my love for this series. Doing the prequel after Kiwami was a step in the wrong direction, though. I'm okay with that, because from here on out, I can move forward. Next is Neptunia Cross Senran Kagura Ninja Wars. This was requested by Big Cammy 007, and to say I enjoyed it is an understatement. I had fun with the game, but it was a grind, especially when you want to beat the final boss in the game. I learned that lesson the hard way. Fortunately, I'm thankful that a friend requested me to do this, and I also hope that it's not the last time I do any of the Senran Kagura games. Same for Neptunia, but we'll be getting to that later. Now, last but not least, or rather, TMNT, the Cowabunga Collection. Before I explain, there's a reason why I did this. 2 reasons, actually. The first is that one of my old YouTube playthroughs, and I mean really old, has one video missing. And sadly, it's now lost. The second is that I needed something to put up because I don't want to drag you guys down with more Yakuza content. That ain't right. At least with this, I'm satisfied that I was able to do it. Complete all 13 TMNT games and get the Platinum to boot. So I consider that a bonus. And to everyone who watched it, thank you. Seriously. But in terms of new playthroughs, there was Yakuza Kiwami 2. As you know, this is part of my year of the Yakuza. We're 5 months in and I need to actually put some effort. Seriously. So yeah, I recorded a lot and I will be recording more and seeing the journey through to the end. Just bear with me. Why? Because you're going to be seeing a lot of this throughout the year. I want to do this for the sake of it. Nothing else. That's my summary for April. It wasn't much, but it's better than nothing else. Now, with 1 month gone, it's time to move on. So without further ado, here's what you guys will expect for the month of May. The first is Yakuza Kiwami 2. That's a no-brainer. I'm going to be continuing with it. As of today, I've completed Chapter 9 and started Chapter 10. This game has 16 chapters and I'm past the halfway point now. If given the chance, I will see the whole thing through to the end. Hopefully, it will not be as long as the previous playthrough I did. Seriously, that took so long that it overstayed its welcome. Please show your support for this series. I cannot stress it enough. Next is something that I know is going to be something I feel I have to do. Do you remember in 2015, 10 years ago, I did Xenoblade Chronicles X? It was fun, but sadly it got read by copyright years later. But to think that this game would come to the Nintendo Switch, that's surreal. So yes, there will be a playthrough of Xenoblade Chronicles X. Definitive Edition. And you want to know the best part? It's going to happen starting tomorrow. Last but not least is, well, if you noticed that there's one more, right? Guess what? Remember when Big Cammy requested me to do Ninja Wars? Well, as you know, he's requested me to do another game, Okami HD. This is also one I'm dying to do for some time. So stay tuned. My playthrough of Okami HD is happening, and I hope you guys look forward to it. That, and I gotta prepare for Okami 2. This is what to look forward to in the month of May. Just know one simple thing. This schedule can change on a whim, so stay tuned. I'll keep this a bit short, or if not, as there's another reason why I'm in no rush to get a Switch 2. I welcome you to a new segment on this update. I call it Nintendo, the Hypocrite. You guys know I talked about how Nintendo of America denied the Western release of several games because they violated their content guidelines. Neptunia Rebirth Trilogy, Death End Request Code Z, Tokyo Clan Pool. These are only a few examples. But recently they're at it again. This time they decided to deny the release of a game for the dumbest of reasons. The game I speak of is Menhera Farm. This game, Menhera Farm, is a management and trading sim with rhythm game mechanics. It's developed by indie studio Sugarstar. You train characters called dolls by means of lessons and rhythm battles, hoping to turn them into champions. This game will come out in Japan for Nintendo Switch and I believe PC, but not overseas. Why? Because according to an article by TechOps, they blocked the release of the game because in their words, they labeled cute anime girls as harmful to their brand image.
Objection!
Harmful to their brand image, huh? I thought what happened with Neptunia and Code Z were bad. I thought what happened to many of the other games that were denied were bad. But this shit takes the cake. Seriously, these guys are hypocrites. What you see here was something I made on a whim. It's basically a meme that I've done with Second Rainfall. Because why the hell not? On the left, you see what Nintendo allows on their eShop, which is basically AI slop. On the right, this is what Nintendo doesn't allow. This is just a few examples, but there are a lot more that Nintendo of America have denied. Yeah, I mentioned this already, but I'm going to do it again. Do you notice anything? On the left is Nintendo allowing these kinds of hentai games on their platform. Not only that, but many of them use AI. And bro, that is just wrong on so many levels. They've allowed a lot of these, and it's like they don't care one bit. I mentioned this on my update a few months back, and I'm going to say it again. What you see here is Nintendo being a bunch of fucking hypocrites. Yes, I'm being vulgar. I don't care. I'm tired of being all this squeaky clean. I'm 40 years old, for God's sakes, and I'm tired of being kid-friendly. I don't know what has gotten into this company, but if you want a reason why I'm not buying a Switch 2 right away, this is why. Nintendo wants to maintain a family-friendly image. Thing is, they've been doing this crap for a long time, but ever since last year, or rather 2021, it's become more frequent. I hate this, and considering that it won't stop, it's given me more reason to import games to support the smaller devs that have little or no power. Why else do you think I am part of Second Rainfall? Why else do you think that I may work on an upcoming series of videos known as The Game Nintendo Don't Want You to Play? Tokyo Clan Pool was one video I did, and I will be fixing it up, the thumbnail, a little bit slightly to reflect that. I got more planned, that's a fact. Why else do you think my wish list on my Japanese eShop account is this? I just need to get Japanese eShop credit so I can get at least one or two of these games and do videos on them. Sooner or later, Nintendo of America will realize that this will have consequences. They may not care for it now, because they want to maintain a squeaky clean, family-friendly image. But seeing this, it shows what they really care for. If you plan on getting a Switch 2 at launch, that's fine. I'm not going to judge you. But me, I'm in no rush. Not unless Nintendo of America, especially Doug Bowser, reverses their stance and allows these games to be released. Knowing them, they won't. I wait for the day karma will hit these guys. Hard. Until then, I'll just save my money and wait till I get a chance. I'm in no rush anyway. That takes care of this update. It's not as long this time because trying to get this done is a pain. Believe me, I just had a new laptop last month and I'm adjusting to it even now. I'm just taking things one day at a time and I gotta make sure everything's in working order. Fortunately, it is now. With the recent GeForce update, they actually fixed an issue. But like I said, it'll take time to get used to. I really have a bad habit of saying stuff like that. As I always say, if you enjoy what I do and the content that I produce, please consider supporting me. Whether it be through channel memberships, my Ko-fi, or through PayPal. Anyone that does a donut through PayPal will get a shout out. You know I have playthrough requests open, right? If you want your own, you gotta donate at most $50. It's like how it used to be when I had a Patreon where only the diamond tiers can make requests. Of course, if you donate more than that, like $100, you'll get a 3-month shout out, but also a request. If you donate $400, you'll get a 1-year shout out and 4 requests. I'm hoping to get more requests so I can have much to do. My backlog isn't going to free itself. I'm in no rush for a Switch 2 anyway, and my reasons are very obvious. If you enjoyed this, please be sure to hit the like button, the thumbs up button. It means a lot. If you enjoyed this or any of my content, please be sure to do these 5 things. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the bell. It helps. I want to improve our watch time. I want things to get better. And it can only be done by subbing and clicking that bell. Anyone that says it doesn't help is a fool. But seriously, it does help. That's pretty much it. This is Mega Man NJ signing off. Peace out. Hopefully I can get this update on time.